David Almeida was a 35-year-old entrepreneur, the owner of Almeida Tech, a rapidly rising tech startup. He was known for both his business acumen and his charismatic personality. His company had just secured a major investment, and David was at the peak of his career. Bianca Mendez, a talented 28-year-old photographer, was renowned for capturing the essence of her subjects. She worked as a freelancer, doing photo shoots for magazines, weddings, and fashion events. While her beauty was striking, it was her artistic talent that truly stood out. One warm summer night, David was invited to a gala at a luxury hotel in the city. The party was to celebrate his company's success and a new partnership with a major investor. Bianca was there as the event's photographer, hired to capture the evening's most significant moments. As David entered the ballroom, his attention was immediately drawn to Bianca, who was busy photographing the guests. He was mesmerized by her beauty and the graceful, confident way she moved. Bianca, noticing David's gaze, gave a slight smile but continued her work. By the end of the night, David couldn't resist approaching her. "Hi, I'm David, the host for tonight. Your photos are incredible," he said. Bianca smiled and thanked him. They began talking about their careers and interests, quickly feeling a deep connection. David, captivated by Bianca, couldn't stop thinking about her. He invited her for coffee the next day, and she accepted. Their meetings became more frequent, and soon they were in a passionate relationship. However, there was a problem. David was married to Camila, a dedicated woman who had always supported his career. The relationship between David and Bianca was a secret, but as with all secrets, it was bound to be discovered. Camila, suspecting the changes in David's behavior, hired a private investigator. It didn't take long for her to receive proof of the affair. Devastated, Camila confronted David, who, overwhelmed with guilt, confessed everything. The revelation was a shock to everyone, especially to Bianca, who had no idea about Camila's existence. David found himself in a dilemma. He loved Bianca but also felt a deep loyalty and responsibility towards Camila. After much reflection and many difficult conversations, David decided he needed to be honest with everyone involved. He met with Bianca and explained the situation. Bianca, heartbroken by the discovery, decided to distance herself. She didn't tell David that she was pregnant, feeling that it would only complicate matters further. Bianca moved to another city to start a new life. Bianca gave birth to a baby boy, whom she named Lucas. Shortly afterward, she met Rafael, a kind and dedicated doctor. They fell in love and got married, with Rafael accepting Lucas as his own son. Meanwhile, David and Camila tried to rebuild their marriage. They went to couples therapy, but the trust was deeply shattered. David was consumed with guilt and regret, and Camila could never completely forgive him. 10 years had passed. During the opening of a new branch of the support organization for couples founded by David and Camila, David was surprised to see Bianca among the guests. She was there to cover the event as a photographer. Seeing Bianca brought back all the memories and feelings from the past. David approached her, and they began to talk. Overwhelmed with emotions, David tried to reconnect with Bianca and Lucas. He wanted to be part of the life of the son he never knew he had. Bianca, although hesitant, allowed David to meet Lucas but made it clear that she was happy with Rafael. When Camila discovered the truth about Lucas, she couldn't handle yet another betrayal. She decided to separate from David, feeling there was no way to save their marriage. The separation was difficult, but for Camila, it was a relief. David, now alone, struggled to balance his career and process all the changes in his life. He was desperate to make things right with Lucas, and slowly, Bianca allowed him to become part of Lucas's life. However, Rafael, unaware of the true paternity, continued to play the role of Lucas's father. The separation process between David and Camila was painful and complicated. They divided their assets, and Camila completely distanced herself from David's life. David found himself alone, trying to navigate his career and the whirlwind of emotions from the recent events. Meanwhile, Almeida Tech started facing a financial crisis due to risky decisions and growing competition. Desperate to find a solution, David began searching for new investors. In an unexpected twist, Camila, now a renowned investor, emerged as a potential savior for the company. With her newfound power, Camila decided to buy Almeida Tech. The shareholders accepted her proposal, and David found himself in a subordinate position in the company he had founded. The irony of the situation didn't go unnoticed. A few years later, during a community event, David saw Bianca and Lucas again. Lucas, now 10 years old, had features and mannerisms that caught David's attention. He started to notice similarities between himself and Lucas that couldn't be coincidental. Confronted by his suspicions, David had an honest conversation with Bianca. Under pressure, Bianca finally confessed that Lucas was indeed his son. David was shocked and emotional at the same time. He felt a mix of anger for being kept in the dark and joy at discovering he had a son. Confronted by his suspicions, David had an honest conversation with Bianca. Under pressure, Bianca finally confessed that Lucas was indeed his son. David was both shocked and emotional. He felt a mix of anger for being kept in the dark and joy for discovering he had a son. David, overwhelmed with emotions, tried to reconnect with Bianca and Lucas. He wanted to be part of the life of the son he never knew he had. Bianca, although hesitant, allowed David to meet Lucas but knew it would complicate her life with Raphael. When Raphael discovered the truth, he felt betrayed and shaken. He loved Lucas as his own son, but learning about Lucas's true paternity put a significant strain on his marriage with Bianca. After many discussions and reflections, Raphael decided that the best thing for Lucas was to let him know his real father, despite his personal pain. David began spending more time with Lucas, trying to build a relationship with him. He dedicated himself to getting to know his son, attending his school and sports activities. Lucas, initially confused and reluctant, gradually began to accept David in his life. Bianca and Raphael watched this developing relationship with caution. Raphael, despite his initial distrust, realized that David was genuinely trying to be a good father to Lucas. Bianca, meanwhile, found herself torn between past feelings and present reality. Camila called a meeting with David to discuss the future of the company. During the meeting, she made it clear that her decision to buy Almeida Tech was not just a strategic move, but also a way to show she had overcome the past and emerged stronger. David, though humbled, acknowledged Camila's determination and tried to find a way to collaborate with her for the sake of the company. They agreed to work together, but the power dynamic had shifted dramatically. Meanwhile, David's relationship with Bianca and Lucas continued to evolve. Bianca saw David's dedication to their son and began to reconsider her feelings. Raphael, recognizing the undeniable connection between Bianca and David, had an honest conversation with his wife. Raphael suggested that Bianca follow her heart, even if it meant moving away from him. Bianca, moved by Raphael's generosity, decided she needed time to reflect on what she truly wanted. After months of introspection and many conversations, Bianca decided she wanted to give David a chance. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she felt that the connection between them deserved to be explored. Raphael, with a heavy heart, accepted Bianca's decision and stepped aside. David and Bianca began to rebuild their relationship, now with Lucas as an unbreakable bond between them. David was determined not to repeat the mistakes of the past, and so, with renewed hearts and strengthened bonds, they found the happiness they had long sought and lived in harmony for many years to come.